You're dating, I assume you're dating. I assume you're dating. I assume you're dating. So you're dating, I assume you're dating. I don't know if you're in a relationship.
To date someone. To have a romantic relationship with someone. As a noun, a date is the occasion you share with the person you're interested in, like a dinner or watching a movie at the theater. You can see that in the way Ellen brings up this topic, she's making a difference between the concept of dating and being in a relationship. When you're dating, you're just getting to know a person, but when you're in a relationship, you're committed to another person and you're officially a couple. Example: I didn't know Chris and Sophie were dating. They're actually in a relationship now.
There's definitely one or two differences that I've noticed. There's definitely one or two differences that I've noticed. There's definitely one or two differences that I've noticed. There's definitely one or two differences that I've noticed.
One or two differences. Emma doesn't mean she's literally noticed just one or two differences. When we say one or two in this way, we mean a lot. A more common collocation is to know a thing or two about something. Example: she knows a thing or two about international law. This means she's quite experienced and knowledgeable in that field.
English guys are very well put together. English guys are very well put together. English guys are very well put together. English guys are very well put together, and they dress really well and they're very well mannered.
To be well put together. In a basic sense, a well put together person, or simply a put together person, looks good and dresses well. In other words, they take care of their appearance. Example: she's elegant and well put together. More broadly, it can mean a variety of good character traits, so a well put together person is organized, respectful, has good manners, etc. And a person who has good manners is well mannered. Example: Mark is well dressed and well mannered. I'm sure you'll like him.
But they're also very restrained.
Restrained. We use this adjective to describe behavior that is calm and controlled. Example: unlike his fellow competitor Ronaldo, Messi has a more restrained and introverted personality. In this case, Emma is saying that British guys, unlike American guys, are more reserved and are less likely to take risks when trying to convince Emma of going on a date with them.
Usually, in the whole courting situation, I'm used to being In the whole courting situation, I'm used to being
Courting. Courting, or more commonly, courtship, is the period of development towards an intimate relationship in which a couple gets to know each other and decide if they're compatible with each other. This is a rather formal and uncommon term.
First of all, ignored for the first 2 months of the ritual, and then maybe they'll acknowledge my presence, and then they'll probably be a little mean to me, and then maybe whatever.
First of all, use to introduce something that needs to be said before anything else. Example: first of all, I'd like to ask you a few questions. If you're listing several points, you can continue second of all, third of all, etc. Acknowledge. To admit or accept that something is true or that a situation exists. Example: she won't acknowledge that there's a problem. To acknowledge someone is also to show that you see them by smiling and speaking to them. For example, if you see someone you know at the supermarket and you say hello to them, you acknowledge them. Mean. Not kind to people. Cruel. Emma of course means this in a playful way. When guys are mean to her, they probably tease her and try to play with her in a flirtatious way.
And then I arrive in America. And then I arrive in America. And then I arrive in America. And then I arrive in America, and I remember a few nights into Brown.
Arrive in. To get to the place you're going to. Many learners sometimes get confused about which preposition they should use after arrive. When we talk about cities and countries, we use in. In this case, arrive to is not correct. Example: we arrived in New York yesterday. And we use at with specific locations. Example: we won't arrive at the convention center on time. Few nights into something. By saying a period of time into something, we mean from the beginning of that event until the end of the given period. For example, 3 years into university, she decided she wanted to study something different. The movie was terrible. 30 minutes into it, I left the theater. What Emma means here is that what she is explaining happened just a few nights after starting university. Brown. Brown University is a private Ivy League university in Providence, Rhode Island. Emma famously studied there after finishing the Harry Potter movies.
This guy just being like, I like you, you're great, let's go out on a date, let's do it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what just happened?
To be like. In this case, it is a colloquial alternative for to say. Example, I was like, what's the best way to learn English? And the teacher was like, by immersing yourself with things you enjoy, of course. What just happened? This is an expression we use to show we're in a state of extreme surprise about something that has just happened.
This is like, a huge culture shock for me.
Culture shock, a sense of confusion and uncertainty experienced by someone when they are suddenly in contact with an unfamiliar culture, way of life, or set of attitudes.
They're very open and very straightforward, but they wear flip-flops, so I don't know if I like that.
Open and straightforward. Someone who is open expresses their thoughts and feelings in a direct and honest way. Example, everyone is very friendly and open. Straightforward describes someone who communicates in a clear, honest, and direct manner. Example, she's very straightforward. If she doesn't like you, she'll let you know right away. Flip-flops, a type of loose rubber sandal. The humor here is that in contrast to British men, American men are not very well put together, as with the example that they wear flip-flops to places other than the beach.
Oh,
You're really
amazing.
just something else.
Something else. If we say that something or someone is something else, we're saying that that thing or person is exceptional or remarkable. Example, I've been to many parts of the world, but Thailand is just something else. They're all good soccer players, but Mark is really something else. Discourse markers. Emma gives us an opportunity to take a look at an important feature of spoken English. As she describes her dating experience, she uses the word like and many times.
Usually, in the whole courting situation, I'm used to being first of all ignored for the first 2 months of the ritual.
Ellen, on the other hand, uses the words so, well, and all right.
All right, well, I really think you're just fantastic.
These words are called discourse markers. Although they may seem like pointless space fillers, we use them to connect, organize, and manage what we say. They can help convey subtle details and show the listener how to interpret what the speaker is saying.